We'll make it happen.
All right. So Aisha, how is it Just for Laughs? And this is your second year here. So
Yeah.
how is it Just for Laughs festival different from other gigs that you do?
Well, I think it's one of the only times, I mean, this is probably a selfish reason or selfish kind of aspect of it, but it's one of the only times when there's a lot of comedians in one place at one time. And if you're a headliner, it's rare that you get to see other headliners. You know what I mean? You're always working and, you know, guys are opening for you, but it's rare that you get to kind of see your peers in one place. So it becomes, you know, in a lot of ways just a great reunion. You get to see people that you love or admire that you haven't seen. And there, you know, there's a comedian that I met when I was starting out who was really kind to me. I haven't seen him in probably 10 years. And I got to see him here and, you know, you just say hi. So the socialization is probably as enjoyable as the actual festival itself. You know, just getting to catch up with everybody and be around other comedians.
So are there other shows that you've seen since you've been here?
Well, unfortunately, the flip side of that is that, at least for me, I haven't been able to do as much as I would have liked because I've been working every night. I have a project in LA that kind of kept me there. I had to miss a show. They had somebody filming for me, so I got in like a day late, and then I worked and I got to see, like, I'm trying to think, like, I think I got in so late on Tuesday, like, I went straight to bed after my show Tuesday night because I was on a red eye, flew all night. Last night I went and saw The Nasty Show, and I've been double booked, so I had 2 shows last night. So I saw The Nasty Show, but mostly I've been seeing guys like in the lobby and the bar. You end up kind of, everybody ends up back at the bar at the end of the day, and that's when you get to kind of see everybody. But I'm going to try to get out tonight, but I have to leave tomorrow, so it's like, it's sketchy. It may or may not happen. And then, you know, you come to Montreal and you're like, I want to go out and want to see everything. And then you don't get to really like sightsee either, so it's been a little frustrating.
Obviously you've done tons of work on TV, Friends and CSI, 24 and all those. What do you prefer? Obviously it's somebody else's material, and when you're on stage you're working with your own material. Is there? Can you maybe talk about the difference between the two as a performer? I
really like them both. I really love scripted work and both dramatic and comedic acting. It's not as as dynamic and kind of electric, for lack of a better word, as stand-up. I mean, stand-up is really it's purely your own product. It's your own voice. They're your own ideas. You're able to kind of concept how you want something to go, and you're actually able to execute it, which is rare when you're writing and someone else is executing it. Maybe they're not doing it how you envisioned it, or someone's giving you their own words and you would have said or done them differently. So it's the most creatively fulfilling, I think, stand-up. It's because it's just purely your own baby. And obviously the flip side of that is if it goes badly, it's your fault, but it's really, really satisfying when it goes well. I mean, I don't think there's a more kind of energizing and exhilarating, performance for me anyway, than getting up on stage and having that relationship with the audience.
You can say you've done, like you said, the TV work, you've written and directed your own stuff, your own short film, and you've sang with Kanye West. So these are, and still for you, stand-up remains that. Yeah,
it's still my baby. I mean, it's how I got started, and I got away from it a little bit because I was, doing a lot of television and couldn't tour, didn't have the time to tour, and I had forgotten, because it's grueling, and what you end up remembering first off is how exhausting it is, and you forget the good parts, and then I go and I'll take, when I went back on tour, I was like, oh, I can't believe I agreed to do this, and I get on a stupid plane, go to the stupid town, and I hate everybody, and then I get on stage and I'm like, I love comedy, I love everybody. So, as soon as you get up on there, on stage and you do that first joke and you hear the last, it's just, it just transforms you, it's great.
Who are your, I guess it's a 2-part question. How do you describe your style of comedy, and who are maybe your comedic idols?
I've been doing comedy long enough that I should have like a really kind of pat answer for that. And every time somebody asks me to describe it, I have a really hard time doing that. Because I don't know that I have a thing. You know what I mean? Like some guys really do like a thing. Like I'm a physical comedy or a comic, or I'm an observational comic. I'm like a divulgent comic, I guess. So maybe in the tradition of like a Richard Pryor, and that I just talk about my life and kind of how I see things. Versus like, I'm definitely not observational. I'm like, don't you hate it when? I don't do that. I just tell stories. I'm a storyteller, I guess. And the stories have a lot of punchlines in them. And I'm very physical and a little silly. And I try to kind of blend smart and silly. And, I want people to have a great time and then leave and be like, oh, it's actually pretty thoughtful what she was saying in there, So it's kind of a combination of high and low, I guess. There are a lot of comedians I like. There are the kind of the standard greats like the Pryors and the Lenny Bruces and Chris Rock, and I think Ellen DeGeneres is really funny. A lot of people that I think are funny are like my peers. Brian Regan I think is unbelievably great, and there's a guy who's like around my age named Bill Burr who I think is really funny. I tend to kind of I don't know that I think as an artist, you just want to have your own thing. You know, you want to find your own path, and so you can kind of respect and observe what other people are doing. But I really tried to not be like idolize anybody. I just want to have my thing, have it be my own, and I try really hard. And you know, sometimes I'm successful, probably sometimes not. But
yeah. Now, I've also read that you're a pretty big beer connoisseur, and you also brewed your own beer.
Yeah. I haven't homebrewed in a long time, but you know, San Francisco is a big kind of artisanal town generally with everything, and with beer specifically. So, we used to brew a lot of beer, and I brew the beer for my wedding, and it's actually amazingly easy and makes a lot of beer. That was the main reason we started, is you could make a lot of beer.
Make a lot of beer.
Yeah.
And do you have a favorite Canadian beer? Or?
You know, it's really funny. I haven't had any beer since I've been up here, and I think I need to spend a little bit of time learning about. Canadians tend to like lighter beers and lagers, and I'm not the biggest lager fan.
Okay.
I like dark beers. You know, I like stouts and porters and like IPAs and things
so
like that.
So
I do. I've got to look. I got to do some
deeper.
research. Yeah, because I mean, I think lagers are fine. This is not my favorite style. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, finally, so it's been announced that you're going to have your own talk show. What's the Aisha Tyler show gonna be?
Well, it's interesting. I'm not really allowed to talk about it too much because it's still in the works. But
is it gonna be? Maybe you can just put it. Is it gonna be Jerry Springer? More Jerry
Springer?
No,
it definitely will not be Jerry
Springer.
No. Oh my God, I really would love for that aspect of the genre to die a terrible, bloody death in the street. Even though Jerry's a lovely man.
Yeah.
No, you know, all I can say is that any project that I work on, I really work hard to make sure that it feels smart and thoughtful and different, and that's what I'm trying to bring to everything that I'm working on right now. I think you know, there's no reason to get into the talk show genre unless you're going to try to break a mold, because there's just so many shows out there. Like, why do it just to do what everybody else is doing? So anything that I'm working on, I'm going to push hard for it to be really original, really thoughtful and funny, and feel like a departure from what's been happening previously. So that's about all I can say about it. Hopefully I'll be able to talk about it more in the future. But I can't talk about it.
All right, well, what's the, I guess the last thing I will close with, what's one of the funniest things you've ever seen?
It's funny because I think of myself as being relatively smart, but I will laugh at almost anything. Comedians tend to be, we'll laugh at pretty much anything. And I just did a top 10 list of favorite online videos for comedy.com, and there is one that is so stupid. I mean, it's embarrassing, and everybody's seen it. But it's a monkey in a zoo, who it's so gross. Where he kind of just like he puts his finger in his butt, and then he smells it, and then he falls off the stick, and he's like on a stick. And what's great about it is not just that it's just purely a hilarious kind of not so vaguely humanoid behavior. It's very human, but it's that when you watch it, you can't decide whether it's actually smelly or whether he's doing a bit for his friends, because it's really overly melodramatic. Like the monkey throws his hammers up in the air and he falls backward like he's dying. And so every time I watch it, I'm like, I feel like the monkey wrote this. You know, the monkey was back there with a leaf, like, I'm gonna do this bit for my friends. It's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna snip my finger, and then I'm gonna really put my back into it. And I've seen it 30 times, and it's funny every single time. Every time.
That thing's been viral for millions of years.
Oh, totally. It's a genius piece. Monkeys are funny. What are you going to do? Yeah.
Cool. Thanks so much for your time.
It was really a pleasure.